Hi there, everybody, and welcome to the Wealthy LaLa Show with myself, Laurie Laursen. How are you guys doing today? I was sitting here wondering, what should I talk about today? Today is Curious Monday, and what do we want to be curious about? And I was realizing that so much has changed for me in the last, oh my gosh, like when I think of where I was last April. But even last June is where things just changed. So in the last 6 months, like so much has changed for me. Changed for me with what I desire to have in life. Actually, just that I actually desire to have something. I really used to function before for just really wanting to not have intensity or discomfort or frustration or unhappiness. Like all I did was I just wanted to try and make my life as ease filled as possible but ease from a place of not wanting to have any hardship. And what I started to discover, or what I have discovered, is the only way through to have the beauty that I was actually looking for, the beauty that I was actually aware of, was going through all of that. That all of the things that were from the past that were upsetting to me, the things that were intense in my body, the things that were intense in relationships, the things that were uncomfortable, all of those things were actually waiting for me to be with. Some of them required action. Some things I had to sit with and kind of figure out. It wasn't like I had to go back through everything from like day one to day, whatever 365 days times 53 is. It wasn't that. It was looking at the things that were actually in my face on a regular basis. Because what I realized about myself is that when I did get sick, 17 years ago, it put some big questions in my universe. Whether I was aware I asked them or not, I wanted something greater. I wanted something greater for me physically, for me emotionally, for me, I guess you would call it spiritually. I wanted something greater for myself. And when I got sick, it really created that ask on a much, much bigger scale. And what I didn't know at the time is that when you don't take some time to get to know what you want, even if it's just starting off with something simple, as, I would just like to have a life of ease. Asking for that, or whatever it is you're asking for, and then allowing yourself to get into the space of acting like you already have it. And you only need to do this in your head. You just need to do it just for you. Get into the space of what you'd like to have and allow yourself to have it as though you have it already right now. You have to get out of the figuring out of how it's going to happen, where it's going to happen, who's going to bring it to you, what are you going to have to do. It's actually one of those places where you gotta sit and be with it and have faith. And so when you get to the sense of what you'd like to have, and then you allow yourself to get into the energy or the sense or the feeling of what it would be like to have it, and then allow yourself to just go through your day. Now, this is totally against the making a list and getting things done, and you've got to work hard to get what you want. There is going to be action. so much of what I discovered for myself and I've learned along the way is that this action that I was taking was action of what I thought I should do. It wasn't actually, say, necessarily inspired action. Now, there were certainly definitely things that I did that were inspired. And when I look at those things, they were so successful for me. I was inspired to take the career as a lab and x-ray tech for like 32 years. That was something that was actually really, really fun for me. I enjoyed that job the whole time I had it, the job itself and the patients. I was inspired to be a mom, and I'm so grateful that I was able to create that. I have three beautiful, beautiful, beautiful kids, and I mean, young adults now, two boys and a girl. Like, I'm just so blessed there. I desired to be married and I created that, and I've created it with a man that has been willing to go the extra mile with me. And yeah. And so sort of beyond that, I didn't really have any specific asks. I mean, I maybe have had little ones like just recently this year, but again, it's in this last 6 months where I was like, I want to go to the mountains. I want to go see the mountains. We live on the prairies and I wanted to go see the mountains, and we did. So in November, we actually went to the mountains, which are local here. And I mean local by a 4-hour drive. And I got to see them and be with them and enjoy it. And it was just so lovely. Um, but before, so much of it was a reaction to the life that was around me. So, you have 3 kids, the 3 kids want to choose things. Then I was all in for helping them achieve that. And all of that part of my life is it's a part I would never take away. There is absolutely no regrets in it. It just makes me smile when I think about it. I'm so grateful I was able to be a mom because it was just something I really, it just meant so much to me. Um, but when I look at, for me personally as a person, I remember my hubby saying to me, "You have such a hard time making decisions. How come you don't know what you want?" And actually, I really didn't know. And again, like, what's interesting about this is it's not necessarily the really big things. Like, you know, it's just those, where would you like to go and eat? What movie would you like to see? What movie do you want to watch on Netflix tonight? Would you like to go visit this friend, or would you like to go visit this friend? Or do you want to stay overnight, or do you want to just go and visit and then come home? Sometimes just those little everyday choices for me were so incredibly difficult. And what I've discovered is that without having a sense of me, that just wasn't possible. And that's why it was so difficult, because I wasn't tapped into me and what I would actually like to do. And what I've discovered, because it would seem like, my God, it's like your whole life was so lost, because in a way it almost feels like I'm sounding like that. But what I got to discover looking back over my life is that I'm an incredibly aware person of what actually works for other people. So for my kids and or my hubby or for friends around me or something, oh, must be a good conversation, because there's that yawning thing again. And I want to make myself wrong for it. And I'm sitting here at home and I'm doing things and I'm packing up because we're going on a trip and I'm not yawning. And then I get on this recording and I start yawning. So I wonder how many people's universes or worlds or the energy that I'm tapping into, that this is shifting as we're talking about it. Because one of the things I really discovered is that throughout life, it's not always that we have to completely fix something in order for it to change. Sometimes it's just the acknowledgement. And my wish for you is that as you listen to the stories that I share and the things that I learned about myself or have learned about life, that it can create that awareness and acknowledgement in your world that's all it ends up being. I may have done the heavy lifting and the hard labor in this certain sense, and I was happy to do it. And if you can benefit from what I lived and what I chose and what I learned, to have your life have more ease in it, more fun, more playfulness, then, it was just totally, it's been all worth it for me. So I'd love to hear feedback from you. If there's anything that did resonate with you, please reach out for me or out to me. It'd be really nice if I could speak English sometimes. Hey, on Facebook, I actually do have the Wealthy LaLa with Laurie Laursen Facebook group. It's actually a closed group. If you would like to come in and join it, I sporadically, post things in it, let you know about episodes, share things that are fun for me or that gave me a great aha. And yeah, so, oh gosh, I started this podcast 10 minutes ago. And I already cannot even remember what I talked about at the beginning. So if I, I do that, I get going on something. Life is just so interesting for me. I'm more and more in the moment and less in the past. So if there was something that you have a question about that was at the beginning that I was speaking about, please let me know. And, that's actually a great place that if Facebook is something that's fun for you and you would like to come and play in my Facebook group, this is where you can ask me a question. Hey, Laurie, you got squirreled off that topic and I wanted to know more about this. So could you please talk more about that? And I would be so incredibly happy to. Yeah. What I do know though is that throughout my life until this last 6 months, there was a space of being really lost. And that being lost actually created a place of me asking to be unearthed, to be uncovered, to be discovered. I mean, I was always there. It was just I had lost touch with me. And I really get that there was something greater coming, that came out of all of this. I really get that, I came in choosing a life in a way that I found quite challenging to create something greater. And with the contrast, what I'd call the contrast of the stuff that wasn't maybe as much fun as I would have liked it, created me to ask for the fun that I desire to have in life. And it got me really curious. It got me curious about, what are we here for? What would I like to be and do while I'm here? And before I couldn't even see that. And I get that it created such a big ask. Well, and I really also get that there was a part of me that knew that there was something greater without even me knowing what that was. It's like when I chose to come in with this life, it was like I chose to come in to not remember what I chose to come in for. And that I knew on some level what was going to be created and that it was going to create greater. And I know that that's true for me because when I look at the light and heavy of that, that is really, really light. And I'm really grateful that I got to this place where I have so much gratitude for my whole life and for all that was created that got me to this place. Yeah, it just, yeah, really simply that. And that now that I have this beauty of me, oh my God, people, like what else is possible now? I am looking at my energetic priorities that I have put down. And I may have shared these before on one of the other shows, but I'm going to share them again, is that I desire to have a magically delicious 2019. And the energetic priorities that I desire in my life, in and of my life, is vibrancy, wealthy, playful, congruence. So things that really read and resonate with me. And then, as I was talking earlier and saying that, it's like my life is at a new beginning, I am going to reveal, explore, and unearth more and more of this lovely Laurie Laursen, the wealthy LaLa, who she is, what she likes, what she desires, what's fun for her, and allow this beautiful universe to contribute to me in creating that. And I am going forward, people, and I'm going to have a good time. And I invite you to play with me as I choose and create that. So I just want to wish you an amazing day. I hope you have fun. I hope you're curious. I hope you're inspired. And I hope that on some level, these words I shared today was able to gift you some of that. So thanks so much for listening. And I look forward to being with you next time.